My name is Arun Jagtiani, and I'm a proud St. Martin. In a few short weeks, our country is going to be heading to the polls to elect 15 new members to Parliament. There's 126 candidates from 9 different political parties that are contesting this election, and I think the entire voting population can benefit from knowing a little bit more about who these candidates are. Over the next few days, I'm going to interview a few new faces and a few political veterans. So join me, St. Martin, and let's talk politics. There's a lot of topics I want to touch on, but we have to wrap it up kind of shortly. But something I want to touch on, you and I were speaking off camera prior to this, and a few days ago, a young man who I went to school with and played Little League Baseball with, and we went different paths after that in life, but a young man, Omar Jones, was murdered in the prison the other day. What does that say about our justice system, about our prison, in the way it's maintained, and in general, what kind of statement does that make to the community, and how did this situation affect you?
It affects me personally. Omar is my cousin. Omar and I share the same great-grandparents. I think one of the things, and just to handle this in a very mature and professional manner, because to be honest with you, I'm angry. I'm more angry than I'm sad, and it's not because it's Omar, my cousin, but a year ago we experienced an officer in the line of in the line of duty that also was taken out by the gunshot. I think the fact that a gun was able to get into our prison leaves a lot to be desired as far as our guards are concerned. And then you would look at the director and say, but what is he doing? But then when you look further, you dig further into it, because I am doing my due diligence, and I am understanding that many letters were sent to the minister requesting help for the safety and security of not only the inmates but the guards that work there.
Sure. These
guards work 12-hour shifts on a daily basis. Sure. This is personal. This is personal to every single individual in this country. But do you want me to tell you what the real problem, Arun? The problem is our members of parliament acting as if they are ministers. So our ministers are just joysticks doing what the member of parliament said because that's my ministry. And that has to stop. It has to stop. Pay attention, Arun, to the people who have caused this country the millions. It is the same individuals every time that are a part of every broken government. Look at where that started. Where did that start? Who were the individuals that started destroying the government thing since 10-10-10? Who are the members of parliament that were there that played an active role in it every single time? Who played a role the most times? And then look at who is the,
Sure.
if we would allow our ministers to be ministers and handle the things that they have to handle, they won't have to neglect the things that they have to handle because they are too busy working on your member of parliament agenda. You understand?
Right.
So I think that's where the problem is. And if you receive letters with the director of the prison asking you for help, asking you to send the VKS approved for 20. You see, I have the inside scoop on it, and I'm coming with it. You understand? So if you have people saying, okay, we are here to use. If you have the VKS saying take 20. If you have the director saying, guys, I cannot do this anymore. My guards are working overtime. Minister, I need help. And your minister too busy taking pictures and too busy making all kind of other things because he have to work for his real boss. He can't work for the people of this country.
Yeah, the real boss should be the people of the country.
The real boss should be the people of the country, and that's why the boss needs to pay attention. You understand? And know who not to put back there. It's not personal. You understand? So as far as that whole situation goes, how many lives have to be taken out under your leadership before something is done?
Right.
It's irresponsible and inconsiderate of our elected and appointed officials.
Wow. We're going to jump to a different topic real quick. China Pearl. Is it a political stunt? Is this real? What's happening? And what are your thoughts? What's your impressions
The first
on those
thing
headlines?
that comes to mind, the first word that comes to mind when I see something like that is apartheid. Google it.
Okay. And one last question I got to ask. What's going on with the government building, or the new government building, or the abandoned building next to the university? Because you got a university there crying for space, and you got a big abandoned building across the street.
And as you can see, it's election time, so that's hot in the rolling. But
Yes.
when you look at things, go a little further. The monies that were used for that, now we are reading in the newspaper that the monies that SZV is allowing, so all of a sudden SZV is a finance company, the biggest finance company on the island.
Yes.
No other bank matters. And apparently the monies that are being used, we are learning now that no, there is no ordinance or regulation in place how to properly execute it, but the way they went about it is also wrong. I think our people are too complacent. We are too comfortable with, look at what's happening there now. We understand, but the truth of the matter is we are doing things in an illegal fashion to get things done fast so that we can get re-elected. I think that building, too many people had the opportunity to fix it. And it's time that, and I know when we were in power, one of the reasons we didn't rush it, the matter was because, listen, the wires are eating out, the electricity needs to be done over, the building have a lot of issues that need to be fixed, but what they're doing now is polishing up the front of it so it looks pretty for everybody, so we could move in, so we could say, we were the first ones in there, we accomplished the government building. Wow. We got to share away from the credit.
It sounds like a further investigation is needed, and I think at the end of the day, somebody should be held accountable.
Yep.
And we could go on and on, but Tamara Leonard, we've got to come to conclusion. We've got to wrap this up. I wish you the best of luck come September 26th. It's been an absolute pleasure. Again, she is the #3 candidate on the United People's Party list. Yes. Certainly no stranger to St. Martin politics, and certainly somebody who's not afraid to speak her mind. Got to respect that, got to love it. Thank you, Tamara. And in conclusion, I'd love for you to say your closing words to the viewers out there. And again, best of luck come Election Day.
Electorate of St. Martin, be responsible. Do your research. Realize who has cost us all the millions in throwing down the government. Do not vote for them. Vote for candidate #3 on the United People's Party list. Go out and vote. My name is Tamara Leonard, a.k.a. Boshti, the healing remedy for country St. Martin.
To God be the glory.
To God be the glory.
Give thanks. A pleasure. Absolute pleasure.